Got an 86 Spree here with the original tires on it. And they're okay, but they got a lot of cracking. See that in here? They got a little bit of tread, but they're 30 years old and dry rotted. And I don't feel safe buzzing around on them, especially with the kids driving them. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap these out. I found replacements, pretty affordable. I got them in sets of 2 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the video description for the ones I got. These are Kenda. See that there? These are made in Taiwan, not made in China, which I've had better luck with things coming out of Taiwan lately than stuff coming out of China. Something to notice on these, see that drive arrow? You got to put them on in the right direction because they do intend to turn this way. I was able to get a set of 2 of these and also new tubes online. I'll put links to these too. These are pretty thick tubes. They feel good. They were rated for dirt bikes and supposedly had some extra level of thickness to them. So that might be something to consider too, because I don't intend to be changing these tires and tubes again for as long as I'm around. All right, let's get this tire removed. I'm going to do this with just some screwdrivers. I don't have any those tire mounting bars. You probably should get some of those at Harbor Freight. You run the better chance of not pinching your tube on your new set than when you're using screwdrivers, but I don't have one of those sets here, so I need to get one. So I'm just going to show you how to do it with a set of screwdrivers. So you want to use one of these tools like this that you can unscrew the valve stem and take the valve out of the inside of the valve stem. With these tubes, you can have the straight type of valve stem. They have some online that are bent 90 degrees. It's not really what called for with these sprees. That valve stem will have a bolt on the outside and then one on the inside. I'm going to push all the way around it and break any stickiness between the bead and the rim. Like that. Have several screwdrivers handy, thin ones, so you can wedge them in here. And something else I do is, this is dirty water, but I just had some water with some Dawn soap. And then I just lubricate it a little bit. It makes life a little bit easier so that things will slide as you're prying off the tire. So just put a little bit between the tire and the inside of the rim. Now I don't care about that old tube that's in there because I'm going to throw it out. So I'm not going to be as careful. But when you're putting your new tube in, you got to be careful that your screwdriver doesn't pinch that tube and put a hole in it. So the old tire is probably going to come off a lot easier, like this one, because they're old and loose. The new tires won't have this set shape yet. They're brand new, so you might have to do some more pulling and stretching. You'll see that when we try to get them on. All right, got the old one off. Go ahead and trash this. Now I got the new one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lube it up a little bit. And I'm going to put the tire on before I put the tube in, just to reduce chances that I pinch it and hurt that tube. Now I got to check your direction. So if I know that if my front of my bike is this way, then that brake goes on here. And then that tire, based on the way the treads are, it's going to turn like this. And then you can also check with that drive indicator here, it's pointing this way. So we're going to turn in this way. So I need my tire to be mounted on the rim in this direction. All what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pinch this up, because the more I can push this starting point onto the rim, the more space I'm going to have over here to fold that tire over, because it doesn't want to go to start with, right? So I'm going to just get this thing where this inside bead is just touching over the center of the rim, and then the outside one is outside of the rim, like this. And I'm going to take a long tie wrap, and I'm just going to pinch it in there and hold it. And that's going to just give me some stability here and give me some room. So I want that to be tight as I can make it. So now what I'm going to try to do is just using my screwdriver, try to pop that bead, the bottom one, over the rim. So now I've got probably 3/4 of the rim done now. And this is really helping me out because it's keeping this right where it needs to be. And now I'm on. So I got the first bead onto the rim here. So now I'm not going to need this anymore, the tie wrap. In fact, it's going to get in the way because I'm going to put the tube in now. And these new tubes come with the bolt already on the straight shaft, and then a second bolt and a tire cap that after I get through, I'll need to use this to catch it. And it's important to have this thing handy, because lining this all up and get it to catch it and keep it in place is important. So we got our valve hole here. Just going to start tucking this tube in all the way around. I'm just going to tuck the top tube over the rim. Now that I got it in the tire, get it down below the edge of the rim. That kind of gets it out of the way. And now I got to get my valve into the hole, and it's easy to line it up. You can just rotate your tire, leave the whole tube where it's at. I mean, rotate your rim. Get that about where it needs to go, and now it's just a matter of fiddling with this to line it up. And just as soon as you get a little bit poking through, take that bolt that they give you, put that on there, and you won't lose it. You don't have to be super tight yet, but you want it to be staying in place. So now I want to make sure that that tube and that valve go in nice and straight. You don't want it when your valve's cockeyed forever because your tube slid over and it's a pain trying to put tire pressure in it and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to line this up in a real comfortable seat. Okay. So now I'm going to go and start to pry my other lip onto the rim. And as I'm moving things around, getting this valve nice and snug. Feels pretty good. And then I'm just going to check. I want to make sure that my tube is out of my way. Tuck it down below the rim as best I can. And then I'll just start prying it. Now, if you're worried about it popping off on you, you could put another tie wrap here, but I think it's going to be okay. I think I'm going to lose that bead. Just trying to make sure that as I pop this side in here, I don't lose this side. So you want to just take a bite about 1.5 inches, an inch at a time. Take small bites so you can hold off the other side, and we're just about done. Okay. So that's it. So we're mounted up. Go ahead and put some pressure, check for leaks, and then put this back on the bike. All right, and we'll go ahead and do the same process. Swap this tire and tube out. Well, all right, got both tires on, took it for a quick test run, and they work good. I can definitely feel a little more safety with these better tires. In fact, I put 2 sets on, did the other one as well, and both are running great. So, hey, if this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. That'll help other people find it as well. Look in the video description down below, and that'll show you any of the links to where I got the tires and tools that I used. And as always, have a great day.